So,
Yes,
I was thinking the other day about how it all started. Can you remember how all this came about?
I can. Yeah, I can. I think my journey took me out of corporate life and into self-employment, and you got the opportunity to exit your prior corporate career, and obviously there were some events in your life as well that made you reconsider things, if you remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. Well, my mother died, and you came up to take my mind off it. We went to the safari park
We
in
did.
Jubilee, and we were talking about all sorts of things to do together, weren't we?
Yes.
Go-kart track,
We were, yeah. We had all sorts of
gin wagon.
crazy ideas to start something totally afresh. We weren't going to go into financial services, were we? But I think ultimately, once we'd sobered up, we decided that actually we should stick to what we know and what we're good at and what we believe we can make a difference in. And ultimately, once we really sat down and did this properly, that's where Vaughan's was conceived. And obviously, a lot of people asked us where the name
Yeah.
Vaughan's comes from, so it's always a good start point.
Yeah, so my dad had his factory in Wolverhampton, and it was a little small engineering firm, and it was called Alfred Vaughan & Co. One thing that reminded me of me and you and my uncle and my dad was that they just had a great giggle at work and trusted each other and supported each other. But they were always known for fixing people's problems and for being very reliable, so we thought, why not get the name back off the shelf, and that's where the name came from. And now they often shortened the company's name to Vaughan's, and that's sort of where our trading name came from. But it was really, really nice to get that name back out of the bag.
And I know it meant a lot to you.
Yeah.
So, whereas I could have come up with all sorts of crazy names. I think it'd be good for us to talk about how we actually conceive Vaughan's and the principles upon which we've built the business that kind of tie into our professional careers and how we are as individuals.
Yeah. Well, it's good that we both bring different things to the table. I usually bring the biscuits.
I bring the lager.
But we do have similar but different skills, I think. And even from the very early days of us getting our FCA application together and putting the business plan together, we both sort of generated ideas synergetically, I think the word is. So we sort of bounced off each other. And one thing that was very similar, though, about us was that we wanted it to be a values-driven firm.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted it to be a place where we can work with like-minded people. We wanted to move away from corporate titles and structures. I think we've both done that. And
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it. It was great to have a career, but we wanted it to be the opposite of corporate land.
One thing to say from our perspective, or certainly from mine, is the grounding that we had in the businesses that we worked and the careers that we had have absolutely set us up for where we are now. So I think when you try and create your own business, you take all the best things from what you've learned over a period of time and you bring your own ideas and you put your own stamp on it. And for me, I don't think that anywhere I've ever worked has necessarily done anything wrong, but obviously you have your own ideas, and you and I have always had a very similar outlook. And what we decided we wanted to do is, first of all, we needed to get our heads around that we were a service provider.
Yeah.
So Vaughan's is a service provider or a subscription service to our members, and we've kind of got to get away from managing people and things like that, which, to start with was a bit of a culture shock. But quite quickly we realised that to get this business going, we needed to make sure we offered a great service to our members and support and everything that they required, rather than being hands-on all the time. And that's why I think we're attracting some really quality people to our membership.
Yeah.
We feel part of the family, but ultimately we know we're a service provider and we've got to offer a great service to our people, and something a little bit different, and I think we do that.
Yeah, and certainly on the membership attraction, we've got some cracking people working with us. Great value set, customer focused. They trust us, we trust them, they trust each other. So nobody's banging heads within the network. And we feel like we're all in it together to grow the business, to serve our customers. And you can even look at our NPS scores at the moment. It's a cracking faultless 100 at the moment, plus 100.
Yeah. I think for the amount of business that we're doing so quickly, I think in reality, it's took us a long time to set this up, but quite quickly now we've got membership on. We've put £60 million worth of funding out to UK SMEs. Like you say, we've got a flawless customer satisfaction score, for want of a better phrase, and that's testament to the members that we're bringing on. And we don't want to change that, do we? I mean,
No.
From our perspective, we built the business in some ways to give a little bit back. So clearly, we won't be telling the truth if we weren't here to make a living, because we still need to be active, shall we say. We're not that old, are we? Well,
I am.
you're getting there, but we're not that old. But more so, certainly from my perspective, we wanted to give something back to people that we know are really good people, we know have got really good customer bases that have built over a long time, and actually letting these people come out and flourish and really take advantage of the fact that if you've got 100% of your time to work with your customers, then actually you're going to do a much better job, you're going to make your customers even happier, and to have that choice of funders, I think is a big difference that I didn't really see till I left corporate world, because I very much had one lender that I worked for, and actually when you come out and become a broker, you really do start to realise that that's not really giving your customer a choice. You think it is at the time, you do the right things, you treat them with the respect they deserve and do what you should do employed, which is obviously to say that your product and your price is the best, because that's your job. But actually when you come out, you can really follow that concept of price comparison and do a lot of the work for your customers so that they don't have to they can concentrate on their business. So I think for me, it was a real eye-opener 3 or 4 years ago when I jumped out and worked for a hybrid lender and a broker. And that's really where, that helped me build the funder panel when we went solo, And overall, that to me is where you can add real value to customers. And the really good people will excel at being finance brokers.
Yeah.
And to be fair, people who are good at the job and don't have any aspiration to take on the world will do great at it. People who've got lofty ambitions will be, they'll kind of get to places they never knew were possible. And if people want to work 2 days a week,
They can.
when they're taking early retirement or redundancy package, we offer a service that's effectively a 1 month rolling subscription, just exactly like you do with a Netflix or anybody like that. Other brands are available, obviously. It's a very similar concept that we want to run, and I'm really proud of where we've got so far already.
Yeah, no, it's been a hell of a journey well, I was just looking through my phone before we started this podcast, and it was towards the end of 21 when we were in Jersey planning out the business and getting the whiteboards out, and I've looked back at the things we wanted to achieve, and we've absolutely exceeded everything we wanted to do by now. I think we thought we'd get members on faster, but I think because we've got such an eye on quality and want to make sure the values of the people we're bringing in align to our own and the members, we've been quite happy with the progress we've made, because we'd rather have the right people in the network than just go hell for leather to build it at any cost, because that's not going to help anyone. It's not what we do in the business, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we want to build a community, so whilst everybody's independent, we want people to be able to come and feel comfortable picking the phone up to fellow members. We want to make sure that we're not oversaturated in certain areas. We don't want people banging heads. We treat effectively, we will vet members as if we were going to employ them. Rightly or wrongly. We're not saying that this is always the right way to do it, but that's the way we've chosen to do it, because if you get the right people on and everybody trusts each other, then everybody will excel. And for us as a service provider, that's what we want. So I guess one of the things that we want to get across today is we're open to brand new members. We're open to people who may think about switching, who've already made the relatively brave jump to become self-employed, but never looked back. We're kind of open to new people and switchers. So from a switcher perspective, it's almost as easy these days as switching your energy provider, isn't it?
Yeah, easier, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing that the members get, which we're quite proud of, is absolute support on the risk and compliance angle, because it is the thing that can catch you out if you're not on top of that. And we designed the business from with this in mind all the way through, didn't we? So that every document that you send and every piece of paperwork that needs to go to a customer is electronically stamped on the system, and the members can sleep at night knowing that they're operating in a compliant, safe and reliable way. And I think that's one thing that both the FCA, when they worked with us on the Early Growth Start programme, and also NACFAB that we're assured members of, have been very impressed with the way we built it with that in mind, safety and reliability. But the thing we didn't do was over manage the risk side, because we wanted to keep to our vision of making funding easy.
Yeah.
And there's no point making it really hard to do business with us if you're going to strangle people with paperwork. So I think we've just got the right balance of keeping people safe and secure, but giving them the freedom to go and serve their customers how they want to.
I think we have now. I think it's fair to say
It's a journey, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think to start with, we very much built it with an iron curtain, and then over time, working with the FCA and the NACFB, as you mentioned, have cut it down to a process that's easy for our members to use, but absolutely covers them for the what if. Because there's a lot of self-employed brokers out there that are not members of a network, which is absolutely their prerogative if they're dealing in a non-regulated world. And to be fair, in the past, I had a small period of time where I did that as well, because I was fortunate enough to have the links into the lenders, because it really is difficult to create a lender panel and get all these things in place. Professionalisation is what a membership gives for a pretty low cost. It professionalises people who might already be self-employed but aren't a member of a network. So, I guess for us the message would be that it's never too late to look at professionalising, particularly if you've done a good job and you've started to scale. Talk to us. You can talk to us if you're new, already broking, member of another network or not. We're very much open to those conversations now. We're established. We're known as good operators to the lenders. We're commended by the NACFB. And as you said, the FCA Early High Growth Organisation Programme really has helped us with compliance. And now we've literally just been migrated now into, let's call it the mainstream, which is another achievement for us. So, really pleased with where it's going. Now we are no longer a start-up and we're fully functioning. What is it that you're enjoying the most about running the business now?
I think now we've done all the hard yards of getting the firm set up, and it was probably harder yards than we thought it would be when we got into it, but we've done all the hard yards. It's helping the members be successful, and each member is different and each member will have different needs, but because we're agile and nimble as a firm, we can provide that support as it's needed. We're nimble like a tree frog, stable like an oak tree, and all the things in the middle.
Excellent.
But we get a kick out of helping the members be successful, and each member has got different needs. I can even remember personally setting up a printer in the Home Office for one of the members, and I know that you've been heavily engaged in helping other members get off the ground, from finding an accountant, setting a company up, navigating the terrain with our funder panel. But every member's different, and it's great to get that call where somebody needs some help, and you either provide the help or provide a framework where people can help themselves. And I get a kick out of seeing other people being successful. What kind of things do you enjoy doing?
I think from my perspective, all the things I enjoyed most about being a leader in a corporate organisation, I can do now every day of the week. So the people interaction piece, the helping people develop, as much or as little as they want. I mean, as you know, we are as available or as not available as our members want us to be. So if you want leaving alone, we will happily leave you alone once you're inducted. If you want to pick the phone up to us, you'll get us, and we're very happy to help navigate around our systems, how lenders work, how the domain works, particularly if you're new to broking. I think that's absolutely invaluable. What you can't really have is, here's access to a login, crack on.
Yeah.
Because that's where you'll see a lot of people who do fail at this. The people who get the right support will flourish in this, and that's where I think you and I can really bring out our best attributes. Nobody really wants to spend time on conference calls and filling paperwork in and doing, you know, mindless one-to-ones because you've got to do it and follow certain things that, you know, if you do them properly, it feels great. If you're doing it for the sake of it, you know, just waste people's time. So I think we've got the balance right now, and without help members, and you're right, now we've put all the hard yards in, we need to really leverage the platform we've built and help.
Even more.
Yeah, help create the leverage for the people who are good people that want to come out and work with us. Okay, I think one of the other things to talk about today is, now that we are looking to really expand our network, the fact that we've decided that we want to introduce a zero joining fee for switchers or brand new people, because I think actually part of the challenge of moving from an employed job to a self-employed one is initial cash outlay. So for a period of time, we're going to speak to people and offer zero fee for joining. And obviously we're open to discussing this with anyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we can do because we've got the business rolling now and we've got an income coming in. It's not something we're going to do forever because we value what we provide as a network, but certainly for the right people, certainly over the next 6 months, if we get quality applications in from people, we'll waive that initial joining fee. And that, as you say, is going to preserve much needed cash at the front of somebody's business, self-employed life that's much needed at the time.
And the beauty of that is,
What is
we
that?
can make that decision.
Yes,
Right?
because we can. Because we're agile,
Because we can.
like a tree frog.
Correct.